Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've struggled to recall a name or a word that's just on the tip of your tongue. If you're nodding along, you're not alone. Many of us, especially after 60, notice that our memory isn't quite as sharp as it used to be. But here's the good news, it doesn't have to stay that way. In fact, there are simple, everyday activities you can do to keep your mind active, sharp, and even improve your memory over time. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'll share with you 5 simple activities that you can start doing right now. No fancy equipment, no complicated routines, just easy, practical steps that fit seamlessly into your daily life. These aren't just random tips. They're backed by research and have helped countless people feel more mentally alert and engaged. So if you're ready to take charge of your memory and give your brain a little boost, let's dive in. The first activity is something you might already enjoy, but maybe not in the way we're going to talk about reading. Now, I'm not just talking about flipping through the morning newspaper or skimming a magazine. I mean really engaging with what you're reading. Choose a book that challenges you a little. Maybe a novel with a complex plot, a biography of someone you admire, or even a book on a topic you've always wanted to learn more about. The key here is to actively think about what you're reading. Ask yourself questions as you go. Why did the character make that decision? What would I do in that situation? How does this new information connect to what I already know? This kind of active reading stimulates your brain, strengthens neural connections, and even improves your ability to recall information later. And don't worry if you're not a fast reader. This isn't a race. Take your time, savor the words, and let your mind wander a bit as you reflect on what you've read. If you're not sure where to start, try joining a book club or asking a friend for recommendations. Sharing your thoughts with others can make the experience even more rewarding and give your memory an extra workout. Now, let's move on to the second activity, puzzles and brain games. You've probably heard that solving puzzles is good for your brain, and it's true. Whether it's a crossword, Sudoku, a jigsaw puzzle, or even a game of chess, these activities force your brain to think critically, solve problems, and make connections. The beauty of puzzles is that they're not just fun, they're also incredibly effective at keeping your mind sharp. But here's a tip. Don't stick to the same type of puzzle all the time. Variety is key. If you always do crosswords, try switching to Sudoku or a logic puzzle. If you're a fan of jigsaw puzzles, challenge yourself with a larger or more complex one. The idea is to keep your brain guessing and adapting. Think of it like exercise for your mind. Just as you'd switch up your workout routine to target different muscles, you want to challenge different parts of your brain to keep it in top shape. And don't worry if you're not a puzzle enthusiast. There are plenty of other ways to engage your brain in a similar way. For example, you could try learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or even picking up a new language. The process of learning something new creates new neural pathways in your brain, which can help improve your memory and cognitive function over time. Now, before we move on to the next activity, I want to take a moment to emphasize something important. These activities aren't just about improving your memory, they're about enriching your life. Reading a great book or solving a challenging puzzle isn't just good for your brain, it's also enjoyable and fulfilling. And when you're engaged in activities that bring you joy, you're more likely to stick with them, which means you'll reap the benefits over the long term. So, let's keep that in mind as we move forward. In the next part, we'll explore a couple more activities that are not only great for your memory, but also bring a sense of connection and purpose to your day. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now that we've talked about the power of active reading and the benefits of puzzles and brain games, let's move on to the third activity, staying socially connected. This one might surprise you, but it's incredibly important for keeping your mind sharp. You see, our brains thrive on interaction. When we engage in meaningful conversations, share stories, or even just spend time with loved ones, we're giving our brains a workout without even realizing it. Think about it. When you're chatting with a friend or family member, you're recalling memories, processing new information, and even picking up on subtle social cues. All of this requires mental effort and that's a good thing. In fact, studies have shown that people who maintain strong social connections tend to have better cognitive function and a lower risk of memory decline as they age. So, how can you make this a part of your daily routine? It doesn't have to be complicated. Start by reaching out to someone you care about. Maybe a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or a neighbor you'd like to get to know better. You could have a phone call, meet for coffee, or even join a local club or group that interests you. If you're not sure where to start, consider volunteering. Not only will you be helping others, but you'll also be engaging with people and staying mentally active at the same time. And don't forget about technology. If you're comfortable with it, video calls can be a great way to stay connected with loved ones who live far away. Seeing someone's face and hearing their voice can make the conversation feel more personal and meaningful. Plus, learning how to use new apps or devices can give your brain an extra challenge, which is always a bonus. Now let's move on to the fourth activity, physical exercise. I know, you've probably heard this one 1,000 times, but there's a reason it keeps coming up. Exercise isn't just good for your body, it's also one of the best things you can do for your brain. When you move your body, you increase blood flow to your brain, which helps nourish brain cells and promote the growth of new ones. Exercise also releases chemicals called endorphins, which can improve your mood and reduce stress, both of which are important for maintaining a healthy mind. The good news is, you don't have to run a marathon or spend hours at the gym to reap the benefits. Even gentle, low-impact activities like walking, swimming, or yoga can make a big difference. The key is to find something you enjoy and do it regularly. For example, you could start your day with a brisk walk around the neighborhood or join a Tai Chi class at your local community center. If you're feeling adventurous, you could even try dancing. It's a fun way to get your body moving and your brain working as you learn new steps and rhythms. And here's a tip. Try to incorporate a bit of variety into your exercise routine. Just like with puzzles, challenging your body in different ways can help keep your brain engaged. For instance, if you usually walk on flat ground, try adding some hills or stairs to your route. Or if you're comfortable, try balancing exercises, like standing on one leg or using a balance board. These activities not only improve your physical coordination, but also stimulate the parts of your brain that control movement and spatial awareness. Now, before we move on to the final activity, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we've covered so far. We've talked about the importance of staying mentally active through reading and puzzles, the value of social connections, and the benefits of physical exercise. Each of these activities plays a role in keeping your brain healthy and your memory strong. But the real magic happens when you combine them. Imagine starting your day with a walk, spending the afternoon reading a good book, and ending the evening with a phone call to a friend. It's not just about doing one thing. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your brain in multiple ways. And that brings us to the final activity, which we'll dive into in the next part. It's something that's often overlooked, but can have a profound impact on your memory and overall well-being. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this one. So let's keep the momentum going and explore how you can take your brain health to the next level. We've covered a lot of ground so far, haven't we? From the mental stimulation of reading and puzzles to the emotional and cognitive benefits of staying socially connected and physically active, these activities are all powerful tools for keeping your memory sharp and your mind engaged. But there's one more activity I want to share with you, one that ties everything together and can truly transform the way you think, feel, and remember. The fifth activity is mindfulness. Now, I know that might sound a bit abstract or even intimidating, but bear with me. Mindfulness is simply the practice of being fully present in the moment, paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It's about slowing down, tuning in, and giving your brain a chance to rest and recharge. And the best part? It's something you can do anytime, anywhere. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're sitting in your favorite chair, sipping a cup of tea. Instead of letting your mind wander to your to-do list or worrying about the future, you focus on the experience of drinking that tea. You notice the warmth of the cup in your hands, the aroma of the tea, the way it tastes as you take a sip. That's mindfulness. It's about savoring the small moments and giving your brain a break from the constant chatter. But how does this help your memory? Well, research has shown that mindfulness can reduce stress, improve focus, and even enhance cognitive function. When you're less stressed, your brain is better able to process and store information. And when you're more focused, you're more likely to remember the details of what you're doing or learning. Plus, mindfulness can help you become more aware of those little memory lapses, like forgetting where you put your keys, and take steps to address them before they become bigger issues. So, how can you start practicing mindfulness? It doesn't have to be complicated. You could begin with just a few minutes a day. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body. If your mind starts to wander, it will gently bring your attention back to your breath. That's it. Over time, you can gradually increase the length of your practice or try other mindfulness techniques, like mindful walking or body scans. And here's the thing, mindfulness doesn't have to be a formal practice. You can bring it into your everyday life. For example, when you're washing the dishes, pay attention to the feel of the water, the sound of the bubbles, the rhythm of your movements. When you're eating, take the time to really taste your food and appreciate the flavors. These small moments of mindfulness can add up, helping you feel more grounded, focused, and mentally sharp. Now let's take a step back and look at the big picture. We've talked about 5 simple activities that can help boost your memory and keep your brain healthy. Active reading, puzzles and brain games, staying socially connected, physical exercise, and mindfulness. Each of these activities is powerful on its own, but when you combine them, they create a lifestyle that supports your brain in multiple ways. The beauty of these activities is that they're not just good for your memory, they're also enjoyable and fulfilling. They give you a sense of purpose, connection, and joy, which are just as important for your overall well-being. And the best part? You don't have to do everything all at once. Start small, pick 1 or 2 activities that resonate with you and build from there. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Your brain is an incredible organ, capable of growth and change at any age. By taking small, consistent steps to care for it, you're not just preserving your memory, you're investing in a richer, more vibrant life. And that's something worth celebrating. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. What activities are you excited to try? What's worked well for you in the past? Let's keep the conversation going and support each other on this journey. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips and inspiration on living your best life after 60. Remember, it's never too late to make a positive change. Here's to a sharper mind, a fuller heart, and a life well lived. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.